Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 7 of Civilization 5. We are attempting the single city challenge as Venice. So far so good. We're off to a relatively decent start. Now we are using a shuffle map, and one thing I have noticed about shuffle maps in the few times that I've used them is nearly every time I seem to end up getting a archipelago style map with land masses smaller than you would get on a standard archipelago style map. Now, while your first city or your settler normally starts in an area that's fairly decent, there tends to be very few unsettled spots around the map, which is probably why the Iroquois have come all the way. Is that the Shoshone? The Shoshone. Why the Shoshone have come all the way over here to settle this piece of land. Now, that probably benefits a single city challenge quite well, because we don't have to worry about going off and settling another city. We are going to go on to the next turn. We are trying to deal with some barbarians down here. Okay, Japan's happy with us, something we proposed in the World Council. We're just working our way down here because we want to go and take out these barbarians, because there is a... Oh, you're happy. There's an ancient ruin down there. Now, we do have our Great Galleus, which is our civilization-specific unit. I'm not going to be bothering with open borders with people. I know it does help with friendships, and that could potentially be good, but I don't want them to end up with a load of missionaries and great profits coming in. We'll leave that until as late as possible. And also, I don't know what victory condition that I'm going to go for yet, as we have researched navigation. So what we're going to do is we are going to use our boat from afar to do a little bit of damage. We can't really upgrade it because we don't have any iron in the realm, which is a real pain. We've actually emptied that camp. We might be able to get to it before it respawns, but it is going to take us 2 turns. I'm sure there's a reason why I put you guys there, but for now you are... Well, you might as well actually go into the city, because I believe we have oligarchy, so that will actually save us a little bit of money. We still have a lot more trade routes that we need to get up and running to start getting a decent amount of gold coming in. Now, we're currently 5th on the scoreboard. We are at the top end of the lower 4. There's a bit of a jump between ourselves and Genghis Khan, and then the likes of Pocatello and especially Alexander are really running away with the game at this point. Of course, that doesn't mean it's lost. It doesn't mean they have won. It just means they've probably got more wonders. And we do have a religion, but it hasn't been enhanced yet at this point. So what should we go for? We could definitely go for the granary. That would certainly help. It would give us +2 food, and we could get another food then if we went and upgraded these bananas. The granary is definitely worth it for a turn. Also, the great people would be nice. Seaport could be quite useful because we get 1 production and 1 gold from sea resources. We should probably concentrate on getting the seaport, because then we'll get some extra production. So let's get the seaport queued up first. You guys are going to continue to work your way down here. You are just going to stay there in case that camp respawns, because you can help those guys out with it. You can pretty much one-shot the camp. Could probably do with a couple more of these, especially as we're not going to have frigates for any length of time, because we just don't have the iron for it, so... Research agreement with Sweden. I am going to accept research agreements, particularly early on, where they are quite cheap. And obviously, as the game goes on, we may not be friendly with people, which could potentially make it more difficult to get these research agreements. We may even be able to go for a scientific victory here as well, so that could be quite interesting. Okay, you guys can clear out that camp. Fantastic. That's given us a little bit more gold. And our golden age has ended. That is a little bit of a shame. So we're going to have a couple more turns where we don't have an awful lot to do. We do have a trebuchet here, not the most useful of units. The main reason we have that, of course, is because we were gifted it by a city-state. I'm keeping it around because we are trying to boost up our military figures so we don't seem like such a squishy target. No, I don't need to open borders. And it is quite useful if we do get attacked. Oh, Philomena's promoted. What happened? Let's have a little look there. Did we catch someone spying? Yes, we killed an Indian spy. How wonderful. I mean, our main city is actually quite well defended, because most attacks are going to come by water and have a very narrow channel to come into. And just imagine that trebuchet up there on a hill can just pelt anything that tries to come within range down here. Someone could land troops on this bit of land, but then they've got to slug through all this jungle. So it really just put us in a good position. No longer allies with Samarkand. Oh yeah, that was because we know that the the Greeks have a spy in there, which is a little bit of a pain. You guys are going to work your way down and attempt to get that. These great galleass don't have a lot of movement, which is their only real downside. You guys are just going to camp up there. Well, at least India have lost their spy. Embassy with Pocatello. I don't see why that's a bad thing. If you remember, we lost that because we did actually try to go to war with him. And that was when he settled this city over here. Mainly because I didn't... He's quite an aggressive AI sometimes, and I didn't want him that close to me. I'll forgive you this time, Gandhi, only because I don't want you to nuke me. And we'll see how things go after that. This thing here is probably not really going to be worth anything to me, really, but it's probably worth grabbing just, you know, whatever it is. It could be something useful. Oh, we get an extra population. That's not too bad at all. We need to get you guys back. You might as well... Oh, speaking of which, you are going to cancel, because we can take you guys out. There might be another barbarian camp down there, but I don't know if there is. On to the next turn, because why not? Going to have to start finding some jobs for our workers to do shortly as well. We'll probably end up clearing these, this marsh here. This grass, these tiles will probably end up using for great person improvements, I'd have thought, more than anything else. But we'll see what happens there with that. I think I might just outright buy another cargo ship now. We're making good money. You can just bombard these guys. You can head this way and have a look. Oh, I survived. I'm actually quite surprised at that. Okay, so you have finished doing that. Let's get you up here and build another mine then. You see, I could actually put a plantation on the bananas to get the additional food, but it's not worth losing the science and culture, which is why I'm trying to avoid doing it. We could certainly get a few more specialists in the city now. It'd be nice if we actually worked towards the great merchant. Oh, let's take that off. Reset tiles. You definitely want to be working the manufactory. And definitely always want to be working all of the sea resource tiles. Definitely want to be working the bananas. Definitely want to be working the construction, so the mines, because we don't have an awful lot. So 15 turns until we grow. Production is 42.5. If we put someone in the market, we do lose a little bit of production, but we gain some more gold. Put some in the workshop. That slows the city growth down quite a bit, but we haven't built the granary yet either, so that's something to consider. And that certainly helps with our science. I don't think we'll put 2 in the university, not just yet. But I think that's probably enough for now. We'll leave it at that. 2 turns away from the seaport. That'll give us some extra construction. Or production. Japan wants us to give them 642 gold. No, I don't think that's going to be happening. I am trying to save some money just in case I need to emergency buy some units if we do get attacked. That's my main concern in this game. With only having 1 city and actually not prioritising military units because I'm trying to get all of the construction, you know, all of the buildings within the city built, is I don't really want to end up getting in a position where I'm suddenly under attack by someone like Greece or the Shoshone, because that's going to be very bad. But Venice, you are going to purchase a cargo ship just because you can. This great galleass has had a promotion. We are going to give you... We might as well give you strength against the naval units, really. You guys can take him out quite easy. Ah, there is another ruins down there. I'm actually quite glad I had a look at that. And you can continue to go off and auto-explore. You can get the ruins on the next turn. Well, is that a hill? Yeah, so 2 turns before you can get to the ruins, but still, might be another population. Could really help us out. It's unlikely, though, let's be honest. Let's have a look and see how things are going. 1 more turn before we get ourselves that seaport. Workers still working their way over. Okay, so we have a few things that we need to do. Acoustic stolen, but we don't know who by. Typical. Our seaport has now been built, so we could go for the granary. It's only a single turn, and it would certainly help us with getting the population growing even faster. And then we could show the queue, and after that, I think what we should do, we're alright on happiness, I'm not too worried about that. I think we'll go for the garden to get the great people a little bit faster. We should probably get walls at this point, because we only have a single city. We need to make sure it's defended. And then we could potentially go for the Sistine Chapel. Might actually be worth trying to get the Sistine Chapel first. Well, we'll get the granary because it's only a single turn. Then we'll see if we can get the Sistine Chapel. Then I think we will go walls and garden, and then we'll see what we've got after that. So we've got another cargo ship. You are going... Let's have a look at highest gold. It would be Marrakesh, although we will be swapping religious pressure. 21 gold, though, is pretty hard to turn down. Although we should probably be trading with some of these city-states where we can, but 21 gold to Marrakesh, I'm going to have to take it. We will be getting religious pressure from them, but we'll be putting religious pressure on them as well. We knew that our religion wasn't going to last us for the entire game, not with the way we had it set up. And I never intended to... Well, I never intend any of my games to be very religious focused. It's just usually the way they end up. But we'll see. I need to try and pull away from 5th place. So let's target Genghis. Let's see if we can get ourselves another 100 points somehow. I'm not too sure how we're going to manage it, but we'll certainly do our best. And we'll get these workers up onto that hill. 1, 2, 3. It is within 3 spaces. Unfortunately, the sheep are out of our reach, as is the fish here. So there's quite a few nice tiles that we... If they were just one tile closer... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that fish is out of range. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can work these 2 tiles, but then everything is going to be very far away. So over you guys go. And we get 75 gold. I'm not going to complain about that. A lot of barbarians over here, actually. I think you guys should start pelting them from a distance, and you guys should try and work your way over there. There might even be more ruins. In the meantime, we are going to purchase another cargo ship, because there's a lot of trade routes out there that we're not taking advantage of yet, and, you know, that is the reason we are playing as Venice, so we can have double those trade routes. So we're coming up to turn 200. We're only a few turns away. I'll have a look at the demographics in a moment, because I haven't had a look at them for a while. And we'll see if we can work out what type of victory we're going to go for at this point. So let's have a little look at our demographics. Well, we're pretty much the worst on everything at the moment. We have the least food, we have the least manufactured goods, we have the least land, we have the fewest soldiers. We do have the best happiness. We are 3rd in literacy. We're actually starting to drop down there, so we are getting a little bit behind now, which is definitely a concern. So we are going to have to be careful. You guys are going to try and get across there, as we discussed before. We have ourselves some workers. So, let's go and build a mine. Well, we haven't actually hooked up those spices yet. Again, that would be a bit of a shame, because we would end up losing science and culture, but we may well just have to bite the bullet there and do that. So, do we go to Stockholm or do we go to Colombo? Well, we wouldn't be getting any science from Stockholm. We could trade with Kyoto. That would help them to stay friendly. We'd be putting we would be giving them 3 science, but we'd also be putting 6 religious pressure on them as well. So let's go and trade with you. Hopefully you can get there safely. Also, I'm guessing the waters between Venice and Japan should be fairly well patrolled, because there are a lot of city-states in between. You want to give me... Oh, it's the deal we already had going before. 7 gold per turn for spices. Let's carry on going with that. I think Alexander is going to be the biggest pain, so keeping him friendly for now might be the way to go. There's a new research agreement. That is between Morocco and the Shoshone. Should really start trying to get some of those ourselves. I know we've got 1, but it isn't going to help an awful lot. So a unit needs orders. You are going to fire at them so that Ah, we also see that there's some Shoshone Pathfinders there as well. Now, where did they come from is the question. Another city-state down there, which we should go and meet. Let's go on to the next turn. Will we get that Sistine Chapel? Certainly be nice to get a little bit more culture per turn coming in. It's actually relatively low at the moment. We can still have ourselves another 5 cargo routes, so we'll get those up as soon as possible. Melbourne election shenanigans. Melbourne and Greece now allies. This is pretty standard for Greece. Let's go and have a look down there. We've met Quebec City, and yes, they do have a barbarian camp there. So let's have a look what we've got. You guys, you get a promotion. I think we'll go for rough terrain because you are going to be a mainly defensive unit. I think we'll get you over here somewhere out of the way. You are just going to have a little look around and then come back here. You might be able to hit that from there, not too sure. Oh, they got a lot of stuff in the way, a lot of forests. So yes, lots of... where is Melbourne? Up there. I am going to have to start throwing money at city-states very soon. 48 influence to surpass. Give a gift. 45. We couldn't get that. Melbourne, we could possibly. 28 to surpass. Let's do that then. Just to upset the Greeks. Don't know how many spies they've got, but, you know, this is why oh, Greek coup in Melbourne. There we go. So that was a waste of money. And as you can see, this is the reason why I played Greece when I was doing a diplomatic victory. You know, they are very, very good at it, and I didn't want to be against them in the game. I don't think we're going to get a diplomatic victory. I've said it before. I don't think we're going to get a diplomatic victory here, but I would like to at least try and get some of the city-states on board, because I think we're going to need them if we want to have any chance at all of winning. So let's go on to the next turn. 7 turns away from building the Sistine Chapel, and 7 turns away from actually increasing our population in Venice. Discovered architecture. We're almost working all of the... oh, we've got a great profit. We're almost working all of the tiles that it's possible for us to work here. Now then, you guys are just going to stay there. Great profit. Let us enhance our religion. So, our second follower belief. Well, we're only going to have 1 temple, so that's not really going to help all that much. Each world wonder provides +2 faith. Could be useful. Shrines and temples provide 1 food in each city. That's not going to give us an awful lot. +2 production because it's only a single city. We've still got monasteries, mosques, and pagodas open as well, of course. We could get one of those, but I'm not necessarily sure that we need them. 15% faster growth rate if city not at war. Swords into plowshares is very, very strong. We should take that. And enemy cities, profits 25% stronger. Religion spreads faster. Yeah, let's go for religious texts as well. We might be able to get it out to a few city-states organically. And let's go on to the next turn. So hopefully now we'll actually get our city growing a little bit quicker because we are not at war. Just trying to pick religious tenets that make the most sense for a single city. Any that gives you additional something per city, well, per city that follows is not too bad because that counts enemy cities as well. But if you get something like, you know, 1 production in a city with 3 followers, you're only going to ever have 1 city, so you're only going to ever get 3 production from it, so it becomes a little bit pointless at that. So, just trying to pick things that we can use. You're too far away for you to do anything, so you might as well continue exploring. We'll see if we can wipe that out, and we might actually get a little bit of influence with Quebec City. They're not terribly... I was going to say they're too far away from us to be of any significant importance, but I don't think that's true. They are quite a distance away, but they are a... oh, what type of city is it called? A maritime city, so they will actually give us food. But they're currently allied with Greece, though, so... I think we certainly need to get to a point where we can start taking some of these off. Venice can no longer work on the Sistine Chapel. Somebody's beaten us to it. That is really annoying. It's actually Sweden. Oh, well, not a lot we can do about that at this point. You guys have upgraded that. I suppose we should come down here and do that just so we've got something else to trade. You guys are going to come over here. Now, you'll actually suffer a minor defeat, but we will heal you up. We will take it out. In fact, our Galleus might actually be able to get round on the other side because it seems like there's open water there, so that's definitely what we're going to attempt to do. I'm actually catching up with Genghis Khan a little bit here. I think that's because we enhanced our religion. We're still 5th on the scores. We've met Byblos. Discovered more barbarians. Morocco stole astronomy. A lot of people stealing from us. And we actually have a defensive spy as well, so it's a little bit strange. Unit needs orders. You are going to go for a single attack and then heal up. On to the next turn. We've already got production queued, so I don't need to worry about going and assigning something else. Very annoying. I really should stop going for some of these wonders, particularly as I'm not set on a specific victory type right now. I was thinking about scientific, but we're getting so much science stolen from us at the moment. Of course, there's always a possibility of a score. But you look, navigation stolen. We're getting so much stuff stolen from us now. You guys are going to heal up. You are going to take a pot shot at these archers and kill them off. Hopefully. Now let's just double check. Yes, we do have a defensive spy in Venice. And how are we doing on these tiles now with the seaport? Yeah, getting quite a bit more production from them. So all in all, things aren't going too bad. But that is going to be the end of this video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying the single city challenge. And I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.